What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Litecoin today, LTC USD. It is the 7th day of January, and here we are sitting at about $81, my friends. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. We've got about 7.5 hours left in this day, and we are dumping. We're down 3%. A little bit of a bearish engulfing candle here, wiping out the last week's worth of closing prices all in one day. It's so sad to see. On the bright side, it's really not that intense. It's really not that big of a deal. And there is not much volume at all to back this move up. I want to look at the short-term stuff and then zoom out from there and just see what we're dealing with here. But looking at it real quick on the daily time frame, it does seem as though we are kind of rounding out these lows here. Does it not? Does it not seem similar? It actually reminds me of XCN before the big move happened, recently. I mean, literally, it's not the exact same. Nothing ever is. But do you see it? It's almost like Litecoin's doing this. It just hasn't had this yet. Yet being the key word, right? And relatively speaking, we're working with different frames and ratios here. You know, to move up to these highs, that's $134. That's not even a 2x move, right? Where with XCN, to move up to those highs, you got up to these highs, that was a 3x move, right? It's a different scale entirely. But still, the point remains the same. The thought remains the same. We're rounding out our bottoms. Low volume. We're about to break out. And I think it's going to be to the upside. We could break out to the downside, but that's not what I'm forecasting. So, nope, probably not. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame, and then we'll zoom out from there, okay? Giving you just a general idea of what my thoughts are. 1 hour time frame here, picking up a little bit of volume as we're moving down. Okay, so here we are at this area that you found support at once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, picking up a little bit of volume here, relatively speaking. I mean, it's not the largest amount of volume, but still I would think that we do go a little bit lower. That's my expectation, just looking at the price. RSI confirms this, or at least backs up that idea. So do the stochastics and the MACD. So they're all bearish. Come down a little bit more. Where might we come down to? We take this relative low here, put it at the relative high here. You broke it through your 236. You finally closed below it. You haven't done that at all this whole time, but now you've closed below it. Down to the 382 we go. 382, prior resistance here, prior resistance here, prior resistance right in this area, and resistance right here, and support, support, support right there. It's very common to wick just below the 382, where we have prior areas of resistance as well. So I would say something just below $80, but above $79 is probably coming our way. Again, below 80, above 79, that's probably where the low is going to be that we move up from. And wouldn't that just look perfect? Just like a nice little higher low kind of dynamic there. Can we go lower? Sure. Sure we can. Low to high here, we went to the golden ratio. Low to high here, we went just below the 0.5, which is kind of uncommon. Can we go to the 0.5 or lower? Sure. The lowest I'd give us is probably like $76, but I don't think we go below 79. I do believe we go below 80. Okay. Based on the 4 hour indicators, RSI supports this theory. It's pretty weak here. Oh, you know, it's not bad. I don't know. What if we bounce right here? What if we literally were to bounce right here? We're right at the 40. It really is actually a perfect area to bounce. And overall, your RSI is pretty strong. I mean, you're getting overbought. You haven't gotten oversold once. You're living predominantly above the 50. You're predominantly living above the 50. So the fact that you're below it tells me that you don't have much time before you get back above it again. It's my assumption. This drop should be swift, and then we should be recovering swiftly too. When we recover, that doesn't mean that we just move up through the roof right now. You know, drop, swift, and then recover could look like this. You know, it could look like this, and then we move up, right? It doesn't have to be... Recovery doesn't have to just mean like straight through the roof right then and there, but I don't think we have much more to the downside to go. And wouldn't it be perfect? Wouldn't that just make all the sense in the world in this tricky price action with Litecoin and crypto as a whole? As soon as you get below your low, that's where the low is. That's as soon as you break the line. Oh no, you know, I'm bullish on Litecoin until we break through this level. If we break through this clearly means we're going down. And as soon as you break through, that's actually when we clearly move up. It's perfect. It literally makes so much sense. Stochastics, bearish, could go lower. MACD is bullish overall, but you can definitely go lower and still be fine. So yeah, a little bit lower. Nothing crazy. I'm not seeing anything crazy. The lowest I could see is $76, but again, that even seems a bit out of touch for me. I don't see anything below $79 coming our way. Stochastics coming out of the overbought zone. RSI meticulously working its way up. You're not in the overbought zone yet, but you do have these higher lows and you have these higher highs, which is nice. Maybe not those higher highs, but these higher highs here. However it lines up, whatever. I like to kind of have a parallel trend. Just because I like that doesn't mean that it has to be respected, but it is kind of respected. I would expect that the next attempt or the attempt thereafter would get us into the overbought zone. The end of the month is over here. with our current trajectory, I would assume that we are in the overbought zone for Litecoin on the daily time frame on the RSI by the end of January, which typically getting into the overbought zone results in a breakout of a range. I mean, we're in this overall range here, right? We're in this overall range here, but I think this range is the range that we'll break out of. By the end of the month of January, we should be back above $90, right? And again, that's what I mean. When we recover, it's not just going to be like this immediately. And I think a move like that could be coming. A move like that could definitely be coming at any moment now, but I think it'll be by the end of January that we are probably above $90, maybe like around the 20th. And then going into the last days, maybe we even close the month out above $100. I don't think that we get above this high by the end of the month. I think prices above this high will be reserved for February, and February will really be the month that validates that we're moving to the upside, because getting above that high is completely that's the end-all be-all requirement of breaking this trend. Right? People think that breaking the diagonal line means that you're breaking the trend, and that's cute, that's fun, but really it's when you don't have lower highs anymore, and the best way to do that is to take out a high. So getting above 113 is the way to validate that this is the low. And I think it is. I really do think it is. I mean, we're seeing, again, from a straight line perspective to a rounded bottom perspective here. You've rounded it out. I think there's going to be some bullish come up, and so we probably do move to the top side of this range here pretty soon, but consolidate for a little bit of time. Maybe next week we make our move. I would think that we are around, if not above, $100 by the end of this month of January. I don't have anything else that I want to say. February is going to be the exciting month. That's the month to really look forward to, and that's the month that we're getting excited for. February should be the month that we break out of this range here overall, and that we pursue dramatically higher prices, where we see multi-$100 prices for Litecoin. I think that will be February. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.